Hi everyone, it's Ron here at Cine Lens. Today I'm going to walk you through the reason why we developed our new Cine offset aperture gear for Contax Zeiss Yashica lenses. Here we have a Contax Zeiss lens that's been converted to LPL using your new LPL system and the Cine offset gear pre-installed. And here I'm going to demonstrate the reason why, because we have another lens that is also converted to LPL with its native aperture gear still in play. As you can see, the native aperture ring sits very close to the LPL mount, and it's also the same with EF conversion as well. It just butts right up to the mount, making it very difficult to get a finger in there, or virtually impossible to get a aperture motor to control your aperture. So just to demonstrate, we're going to install this not converted gear lens onto a LPL adapter to see just how much of a difference it is when you install the new offset gear. So once this lens is installed onto any LPL or even EF adapter or body, as you can see, the gear sinks into the mount, making it very difficult to get a finger in there to control the aperture, and impossible to get a motor to control that aperture, because it just sinks right into the camera body or the adapter. So I'm going to demonstrate with an offset, with a lens that has been converted with the offset aperture. And as you can see, we now have full clearance to control the aperture, because we've pushed the control of the aperture forward by 5 millimeters. Now you're able to control it easily with your finger, or you're able to install a motor to control this aperture. And that's the reason why we developed the Cine offset gear for Contax Zeiss Yashica lenses. Installation is very simple. Once you order the package, you get a aperture gear like so, and you also get a bag with the tools and the screws. Now what I suggest is to pre-install each screw into each slot before putting the offset gear onto the lens. This is so that it becomes a lot easier than you trying to fumble and get the screws into the slot while this is over the lens. So you want to pre-install each offset screw into the offset gear. Once you have that, let's go to your lens. Here we have one that's not been converted yet. As you can see, I've removed the rubber gasket, the rubber aperture gear gasket, off this lens. It's this part here. This one still has it on. Now what we want to do is remove it, because I'll show you here. It's only held on by double-sided tape. So through the years, that double-sided tape will lose viscosity, and in short time, it's just going to keep spinning onto on the metal substrate as it turns. So it just makes it very difficult for it to maintain consistency with this rubber gasket on. So therefore, we recommend that you remove it. It will not fit when you have this ring still installed. So you must remove it. Once you have that removed, you basically take your Cine offset gear that's already been pre-installed with the screws. You slide it in place so that the slot here exposes the markings. You take your Allen key and you just tighten down each screw, and it's very simple. Once you've gotten that done, you want to test it. If one screw is in too tight, you will have to loosen it and just maintain an even amount of contact with each set screw as you tighten each one. And that's it. It's very simple.